Hey everyone, welcome back to my porch. I'm so glad you could join me today. Man, is it gorgeous out today. I'm so excited for the sunshine and just the temperature is supposed to be perfect today. It is going to be a beautiful and amazing day. So glad you could join in with me this morning as we continue in our Morning Glories devotion. Our scripture reading this morning is going to come from Exodus chapter 33. Exodus chapter 33, starting in verse 11. It says this: Thus the Lord used to speak to Moses face to face, as a man speaks to his friend. When Moses turned again into the camp, his assistant Joshua, the son of Nun, a young man, would not depart from the tent. Moses said to the Lord, "See, you say to me, 'Bring up this people,' but you have not let me know whom you will send with me. Yet you have said, 'I know you by name,' and you have also found favor in my sight. Now, therefore, if I have found favor in your sight, please show me now your ways, that I may know you, in order to find favor in your sight. Consider too that this nation is your people." And he said, "My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest." And he said to him, "If your presence will not go with me, do not bring us up from here. For how shall it be known that I have found favor in your sight, I and your people? Is it not in your going with us, so that we are distinct, I and your people, from every other people on the face of the earth?" And the Lord said to Moses, "This very thing that you have spoken I will do, for you have found favor in my sight, and I know you by name." Moses said, "Please show me your glory." Our devotion says, Marcia and her friend Ellen were chatting on the phone when Marcia began to confide a particular problem. Ellen said, "Come on over and have a cup of tea and we can talk." I can certainly understand such a suggestion, for my Scottish mother's panacea for all ills was a nice hot cup of tea. Over the tea together, Marcia sighed as she said, "If I just knew where it's all leading." Excuse me while I remove my cat again. This desire to know what lies ahead did not originate with our generation. Moses in his day petitioned God to show him. Moses' request was twofold: knowledge of all that lay ahead of him and a glimpse of God's glory. What if God had given Moses a preview of the future? The rebellious Israelites and the wilderness journeys that would try his soul? The sheer weight of the difficulties ahead might have caused him to give up right there on the spot. And had God given Moses a sight of his glory, might not Moses have been so blinded by the splendor that he immediately would have become homesick for heaven, useless for the task that God had ordained for him? Rather than grant his servant Moses' request, our all-knowing God gave him the supreme assurance: "My presence will go with you." Knowledge of the future, or the presence of God all the way, which would you rather have? Which would I rather have? Let's consider what full knowledge of our future would do for us. Would it be likely to make us more wise, more able to contend with whatever came our way? Or would it keep us awake at night, dreading morning's light, unfitting us for a new day with its known problems, snares, and pain? I'm reminded of some lines of a hymn that begin, "If we could know as God doth know," and end, "But God in love a veil has thrown across our way." In his grace and mercy, God has chosen to shield us from a full knowledge of what lies ahead. In its place, we have the comfort and assurance that we will not walk alone. His presence will go with us, and he will give us rest. Rest from fears, from doubts. Why wouldn't we choose what proved sufficient for Moses? Has not our God granted us the light of his presence until this very hour? We're still residing in difficult times. Unsure. I know here in Kentucky we're slowly opening things back up, but everything just we don't know. It's kind of day by day. We say this is what's going to happen on this particular day, but until we get there, we don't know. But honestly, is that any different from any other day? We all make plans. We all decide, tomorrow I'm going to do this. Next week I'm going to take care of that. But until that day comes, do we actually know that's what's going to happen? There's so much stuff that happens in between, so much unsureness. The one thing that we can be sure of is that God goes with us. Without a doubt, He is here with us. He walks right beside us. He takes care of us. He lifts us up and encourages us when we're downtrodden, and He puts people in our path that help do the same thing. I don't know that I'd want to know my future. I think I would be not enthusiastic about today. If I knew all the trials and the tribulations that I was going to have to face, I might be homesick for heaven too. So let's just be excited for today. Let's be excited for this moment, and knowing that God's here walking with us, that His presence goes with us continually. Brothers and sisters, I pray you have a blessed day. I pray that whatever day you have, whatever is leading your way, that you know God's there with you. I love you, but more importantly, God loves you. Bye-bye.